behind me stands London's only shipping container hotel. Yep, this is SNOOZEBOX Hotel. I am in Pudding Mill Lane, East London, out on the Docklands, and I'm going to be testing it out because we all know by now that I love a wacky and rogue location when it comes to overnight accommodation, especially if you can get yourself a bargain, and especially if that bargain is a little bit bizarre. Now, when I saw this online, I was kind of thinking, so I thought, you know what, we're going to have to try it out, we're going to have to test it out. I have just arrived. I did not realise it is literally next door to the ABBA Voyage Arena. So I've not been to see that, but I know so many people that have, and I can see the appeal, if you were going to that tonight, to sleeping here. First things first, my name is Molly. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I make content like this from all around the world, but predominantly at the moment I have been making it from home here in the UK, and it turns out there are some wacky and wonderful accommodation places to visit in London, and I'm really enjoying trying them out. So this here is home for the night. Now, as you can see, basically they've converted this out of what I imagine was once shipping containers. The best example of that is up there. You can see it on the second floor. Obviously now they are all rooms, but I do really like that they've got this kind of outdoor seating area. Feels kind of like a drinks venue rather than a hotel, and I am wondering if it's going to be loud tonight because it kind of looks like a party area. We've got some seating. The guy in the window is like staring at me. Okay, yeah, there is a huge sign that says after party this way. So like, am I getting any sleep tonight? I actually don't know. Is it going to be rowdy? Are ABBA even playing tonight? Also, it's not even ABBA, is it? But anyway, this is the view as you walk in. So I've come in from this direction. There's the ABBA Arena. Here is the great hotel. It's called SNOOZEBOX. I will link it down below. Anyway, it's time to go in and check in and see what this place is all about. Alright, we're about to get a first impression, other than the building work, which is a little noisy. Here we go, are we ready? Already gone wrong. Okay, alright. This is what it looks like when you enter from the outside. So you can see it's got this kind of door, very much, I mean, it's a crate, it's a shipping container, but it's been converted. It looks like that, but I actually don't dislike it. I think it's a cool style. Why is there two beds though? Wait a sec. How do I keep finding these places? Welcome to my SNOOZEBOX pod. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I found another location a little bit similar to a pod hotel, but maybe one step up. But shipping containers, shipping crates, I feel we've seen a rise in popularity of this style of like architecture, and also it's another really good way of being able to stack a lot of people in quite a small space. Now, I actually haven't done that much research on here, but I would be interested to know if they built this hotel specifically because of ABBA Voyage. They're attached practically. So if you are planning on coming to see the ABBA Voyage, don't know how you say that. Voyage? Why is it coming out a bit French? Anyway, this would probably be a good location to stay. Should we do a little room tour? So when you walk in, immediately next to the door on the left, I have a double bed. So obviously pretty good because it's just me. So there's a lot of space. Here I actually have a temperature control. When I walked in, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating. I was hoping that there would be somewhere for me to turn this down. Got a little painting of a car. And then I think the most rogue addition, and I'm actually not sure if this was on the booking or not, but is this additional bunk bed. So technically this sleeps 3. I don't know where in here you would be able to stand 3 people. Like, I am one person. This is the best way for me to do my measurements with these videos. I'm like, how much room do I have? I can fit 1 arm length before I'm reaching the bed from the door. So if you did have 3 people in here, it would be a big old squash. Having said that, I think for £60, if you were splitting that between 3 of you, maybe your 3 friends staying in here, going to see ABBA Voyage, I actually think that's a bargain, guys. That's 20 quid. That's cheaper than the pod hostel in central London, and it's a lot nicer, let me tell you. Like, firstly, I can stand up. Secondly, there's a bathroom. Thirdly, it's not a coffin. It is a hole in the wall, so it's like the same concept, but it's not a coffin. Anyway, we'll carry on. So single bed, we've got a light switch over here. Don't actually know what that is, to be honest, on the wall. Under here, we've got some funky LED underbed lighting, as well as a safe, which is good, and also a fuse switch, I think that is. Hopefully won't be needing that. Then you've got this area, so we've got 2 waters included, which is actually really good because not even all hotels include waters. Got 2 plugs. I will note they're the only plugs I can see, so there's only 2 plugs in here, but that's like fine. Got all my wires because my phone's dead. Got some storage space. I don't imagine anybody's ever really using that. Some more storage space. Also have some under bed storage, which would be good if you had maybe like a small suitcase. And then the real selling point for me is this is the bathroom. So we've got this slide-in frosted door to separate it from the bedroom. You've got a toilet. I've got 4 towels included, which is good. Absolutely massive mirror, which is great for getting ready. And then up here we've got a shower. Like, it's very basic, but guys, I don't think that this is bad at all. Even comes with conditioner, shower gel, hand wash. That is crazy. Like, I do have to say, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I have stayed in some questionable locations for these style of videos recently. Sleeper trains, carriages, pods. This is probably the best of the bunch. So like I did already mention, I paid £60 for one night. The only drawback that I can see is I am not in central London. I am quite far out east towards Stratford, and it's not particularly well connected. However, it is literally directly opposite Pudding Mill Lane DLR station. So as long as you're fine with a bit of a longer commute, it is close to the tube. Like you can get on the tube. It's just gonna take you a while. Experience with the staff when I was checking in, really decent. The communal areas at the front kind of look a bit like a hostel. It's got like a bar, some seating areas. It's got an outdoor drinking area. It actually looked really nice. I think they've done a really good job. And I also think it feels quite safe. I don't really know where I am, so I'm not too sure if this is a safe area of London. And to be honest, I'm not gonna research that because I don't need to know the crime statistics for this part of East London. I'll find out tomorrow and hopefully not before. But it felt safe. Like getting off the DLR, I was like, well, when I come back tonight and it's dark, ABBA Voyage is going to be like kicking out. So it'll be full of people. It'll be busy. It'll be a nice crowd, like the crowd at ABBA, not giving threatening. And for the most part, I think, yeah, the main con is how far out of the city it is. Oh my goodness, I forgot to mention that there is actually a TV. This always feels a bit overkill for me because I feel like they put TVs in every little hotel room, even if it's tiny. And I'm thinking, how many people are watching that? I just don't know if they are. I'm going to close this up. You can see it's got this kind of peephole. I imagine you could take this off, get some light in. Obviously it's for like privacy, but it's also a window. Got a key card, the same as any hotel, which I much prefer to like the pod, for example. I'm gonna close this up and I'm presuming, yeah, that just locks behind you, okay. And then this is the view as you're like walking out. You can see here, I'm at the Olympic Park. This is what that structure is there. Honestly, I don't really know what this is. I think they built it for the Olympics. I think it then was a giant slide. Oh, it is still a giant slide. Yeah, not really sure, but that kind of gives you some context as to where in London I am. And then this is the walkway as you head out, like back towards the main reception. So I'm in number 30. You can see there's quite a few. And I think that there's 2 levels. I'm pretty sure I saw a guy when he was checking in go up the stairs. So also very, very cool. Yeah, so it's this company here, the Portable Living Group. And then when you walk through, I mean, it does still look like a shipping container, which is pretty cool. You've got all of this area here, which I'm pretty sure is the after party for the ABBA event. Now, obviously there's nobody here right now, but I'd be quite interested to see what's going on in here later, but it actually looks really, really nice. I think that this looks so well done. This is such an upgrade on the pod. If you've not seen that video, you're gonna have to go and watch it so that you know what I'm talking about, but this is genuinely 20 times nicer. And there's nobody here right now either. It's very, very quiet. This is the main reception area. We've got some toilets. As you can see, we've got some more communal seating. I think it's done really nicely, guys. Like, there's a bar area over here, sofa, Wi-Fi, even a little bookshelf, guys. I will say it's absolutely boiling in here. Yeah, we've got some books, we've got some games, we've got an Articulate down here. Personally, I think this is one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I don't really know what the purpose of it is, but it looks like it's kind of just floating in midair, which is very cool. We've got a TV. There's nobody about, which I'm also really enjoying. It makes filming this so much easier. We've got a tea and coffee station. I think this is free. Looks like you can just help yourself to it, which is really good. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like from the outside, and I'll also give you some perspective as to how close it is to the DLR. So this is the outside seating area at the front. This is the DLR station here. And then this, and I mean literally right there, is the ABBA Voyage arena. This is Pudding Mill Lane DLR station. To be honest, until today, I had never heard of this station. Didn't know it was here. Can't say it's particularly well connected, but we're going to head out for the evening, and when I get back, I'm going to report back on what the vibe is like, because I'm quite worried it could be quite rowdy. For a little bit of further context on where we are, this is the London Stadium, which I think is now West Ham's ground. So just in the Olympic Park area, but like other than that, there's not really very much here. Okay, so I've come out of the DLR and this is the view now, as you can see. I don't think there's a concert on tonight because it's very, very quiet and there's nobody about. So we're going to go quietly into our crate for the evening. Sound like a dog that's being litter trained, and I'm hoping I can get a free hot drink actually, guys. Oh my goodness me, we are back. It is dark. I was wrong about it being potentially rowdy. It's actually very quiet, to the point where I think there are people, there's definitely somebody in this one. I don't think there's anybody staying in the one next to me, but obviously it's made of like plastic, so they can hear me. They can hear me. It's slightly better than the pod, but not much. However, I did get myself a free tea, a little peppermint moment. Since I was last in this room, groundbreaking world news has happened. Miss Taylor Swift has announced that she is engaged, so therefore all normal proceedings of the evening are off the table. That was a wild card, didn't see it coming. Anyway, I went to see The Devil Wears Prada this evening with my friend. Very spontaneously, I was literally going alone, and then my friend was like, what are you doing in central London? Are you free? And I was like, I am free actually. Join me. I'm going to see The Devil Wears Prada. I love a theatre trip on my own. A solo theatre trip is amazing. Theatre trip your friend is obviously one step higher. I just didn't think my friends would be free. So that was another reason why I wanted to stay over this evening, so that I could go to the theatre. And now I am back. It actually only took 25 minutes to get from central London to here, even at 10:30 at night. So like, it's definitely not the worst location. It's not super ideal, don't get me wrong. Like, it's quite a journey out. Obviously I was alone, but it felt fine. The real test is going to be, how good is my sleep quality going to be? Am I going to be woken up? Is it noisy? I feel we are kind of in the middle of like a building yard. It's also very hot in here. Let's see if we can cool that down. Oh wow, it has actually got aircon. Can you hear that? Fair enough. And I'm also gonna have a shower. I'm gonna hop in here real quick and I shall get back to you. All right, makeup is off. I've tried to set the room temperature to 21. Don't really know if it worked. Shower was good. It took a while to heat up. I was just standing there. It was very cold. I was like, And now the final test really is, how good is the sleep gonna be? I texted my friend Lizzie a picture of the room and she said, if you get bored halfway through the night, you could always swap beds, or you could maybe start in the top bunk and roll to the bottom bunk. And I did look at the bed then and think, you know what, if you did have somebody sleeping up here, there's not a massive guard there to stop them from falling out really just onto the people below. I was gonna try and demonstrate it for you, but I have nowhere to prop the camera, so you'll just have to imagine me tumbling. Okay, I've locked the door, but I will say there's definitely a draft coming through the bottom of it, and also it feels very flimsy. Like, I definitely don't think it's the most secure room. I also think if it was the depths of winter, it would be very cold in here because it is sort of just a plastic box. Like, I don't think it would hold the heat very well, but I could be wrong. Feels comfy enough. It's quite squidgy. I do feel like there's a slight smell. It's the bedding. It's not bad. It's just like, you know, when you tell that they've had just loads of bedding stored together and it's not really got fabric softener on it or anything, it's just like been stored together. Like, I am not picky, but there's definitely a little smell. There's a little smell coming from me as well, even though I've had a shower. My trainers smell, the room is small, sweaty foot smell. I got so many comments on my last pod hostel video about wearing the shoes in the pod and like having your shoes in the pod, and I was thinking, yeah, but if you slept with your shoes outside, it only takes one person to think it's funny to steal your shoes to ruin your whole next day, because what would I actually have done in central London if my shoes had been stolen? I was like, right, well, there's no option. I have to keep the shoes in there. Same vibes tonight. Like, I probably could leave them outside the door, but imagine I wake up and they're gone. Like, it's not worth it. So we're dealing with the sweaty foot smell. Will say there's no noise. There's no, like, I can't even hear any neighbours. They can probably hear me, so I'm gonna shut up now. No real complaints. And I shall see you bright and early at 7 AM. Oh, the pillows a little awful. Well, if I wake up in the night, I'll be sure to chat to you. I don't love that the door is just here. Yeah, if I wake up in the night, I will chat to you, but hopefully you won't see me until about 7 AM. So I'm going to turn out this light and I will see you on the flip side. I have woken up not feeling very well. Can you hear my voice? I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed a wee, and I was like, oh no, my throat is really sore. I mean, I feel as though that is not a reflection of the night's sleep, so we actually don't need to discuss my throat. Overall, I would say comfy. It was a little bit hot, but that was because I chose to sleep with the aircon off because I thought that would help the throat situation. So I was a bit warm, but like, it was fine. You can kind of hear, like, when I've been hearing other people starting to get up, it's not so much that I can hear it, it's that I can feel it, like the room kind of shakes. But otherwise, not too shabby. Like, I have definitely had worse night's sleep. So we are ready, just about. I'm dressed, and we're gonna go check out. I want to see if I can get another free hot drink. Whenever you're in a hotel and they're like, free coffee and free tea, it's kind of just included in the price that you pay. However, for the price point, guys, I actually do think this is very much worth it. I obviously have got this on a night when ABBA are not playing. So I do feel as though I've had like a really good experience in terms of it's been very quiet. I've literally seen 2 other people in and around the hotel, including the staff. So like, very quiet, almost eerily quiet, but I don't imagine it to be like that on the weekends. So yeah, if you have stayed here, I'd actually love to hear from you. What was it like? See, I do kind of feel as though this bit, like both sides, looks like some kind of American motel. Like, you know, when you see in the American movies where they're like just pulling up into an emergency motel because they're like in a heist or something. I feel like this is giving that a little bit. If this was in America, I don't think I'd feel very safe. Like, do you know what I mean? Yes, please. Just in here? Perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, you too. Yeah. Oh, they've got coffee. I think I'll just get tea, guys. So that is the hotel behind me. I'm trying to talk to you and hold a cup of tea. The microphone's in both. They're in the same hand. I'm struggling here. Across the road, heading in to Pudding Mill Lane tube station. I need to tap on. But that was, all things considered, a success. The staff were lovely. The lady that just checked me out was very pleasant. They also offer a continental breakfast, which I didn't even know. I didn't see that anywhere on like booking.com or anything. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's actually kind of busy out here today. And just like that, we appear to have teleported home. I didn't film anything else because I accidentally got swept up into the Canary Wharf rush hour chaos. And that was not the place for a girl like me. All the finance bros with their little briefcases and their bougie little in-ear headphones all squashed together on the tube. I was like, I don't think I'm vlogging in here. So I'm gonna end the video now, and honestly, I've kind of said everything there is to say. So if you've got all the way to the end, do drop a comment, let me know if you would stay here. And if you think it's worth the price, because genuinely, £60 is still quite expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but for London, it is a bargain. And I would use it again if I knew I needed to be out towards East London. The location is really the only thing that lets it down. So thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe if you're new to my channel. That really means the world. Leaving a thumbs up boosts the engagement, as does dropping a comment. And I shall be back on my channel on Saturday with yet another video that I did film whilst I was in London. This one, however, is a bit more of a challenge.